How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Everything DJ Related. My name is Nikita, and today we're going to be talking about my DJ story, how I became a DJ, why I became a DJ, and that is what we're going to be talking about this video. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video. If you're new here and want to see more videos like this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell to get those post notifications, and hit the like button if you do enjoy the video, as that helps out the channel greatly. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your DJ story is. I'd like to hear it. Alright, let's go. Alright, so let's get into the story. It all started back in 2016 as a naive 13-year-old. Music has been a very big part of my life, and right around first, second grade, I started playing the piano. And I spent the summer in Russia with my grandparents, as my mom's side is Russian. So my grandpa, who was insanely good at the piano, spent lifelong playing the piano. He was very good. And I always watched him play the piano, and I always wanted to learn, you know, how do you do that? That's amazing. He just moves his fingers. I thought it was so fascinating. So I asked him to teach me, and he said, well, it requires a lot of patience and will and dedication and discipline. And it's true, it really does. So I was well prepared for that. And the first song that my grandpa taught me on the piano was the Moonlight Sonata, of all things, which was not an easy thing to play. Mind you, I'm a first grader. I had just gotten out of first grade at this time, and my fingers, you know, little tiny baby hands, right? And there were certain keys that I couldn't reach because my hands were not, you know, big enough. But we still got around it. And I didn't learn the song from notes by reading notes, as most piano players would do. I watched my grandpa play over and over, right? And he showed me. I sat next to him. He showed me, do this, hit these keys, and that's what I did. And after maybe about 2 months, I knew the entire Moonlight Sonata, memorized too, visually. I did not know how to read notes at all. I didn't know any of the piano rules at all. Like, I didn't know what crescendo was, or piano is, or forte is. I didn't know what any of that was. But, so, I've always been a very musical guy. So I played piano for 10 years when I got back to the States. And I had a very strict piano teacher, and she instilled a lot of discipline in me. She disciplined me heavily, and that's how I became such a good piano player, although I was a very stuck-up and hard-headed little guy. So we'd always constantly argue. But we made it through all that. Eventually, I moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and that is when I started fiddling around with electronic music production, and I wasn't really playing as much piano anymore because I didn't have a teacher to teach me, and there was no teacher that was as good as her and what I was used to. So I just stopped playing piano. I haven't really played piano much since then, but after I started fiddling around with music production, playing with FL Studio and stuff like that, I had the idea in 2016 of becoming a DJ. So I pitched the idea to my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad! He's like, yeah, son? Hey, Dad, so, what if I became a DJ? Well, son, so here's the problem with that. I don't have money to pay for equipment, and that's not going to happen.
Oh, okay. Alright. I guess I'll just throw that idea out the window.
And all my life, I have always had an interest in DJing. Like, in the back of my mind, I've always had an interest in DJing. Like, ever since the first time I saw a DJ at my first grade Valentine's Day dance at my school, I'd always like peek behind the DJ facade and be like, "Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing?" And I saw he had like a DDJ SX or something. I was like, "That's fancy! And I always like I tried to like climb behind the DJ booth, and I'm like, he's like, "Nah, no, you can't do that." But I've always had such an interest. It was such a fascinating thing, to just mix music. I always wondered like how they do it, and I always thought it was such a difficult thing. And I brought the idea up to my parents multiple times about becoming a DJ, and after the final time where my dad was like, "No, we can't do that," I basically threw the idea out the window. And I was still doing YouTube on my old YouTube channel at the time. I used to make gaming videos. They were quite cringy, I will admit. But I uploaded a tutorial video for a game called Grand Theft Auto 5, which I'm sure most of you know what that is. And I had a comment in the video of a guy that needed help. His name was DJ Babs, or just at that time, Babs. And I helped him. We Skyped. We became very good friends over some time. And I found out that he was a DJ. And of course, he saw that I would ask him like a million questions. And I always played on this little site called UDJ. It's like an online little SoundCloud mixing website, and it was pretty fun. So he saw that I had an interest in DJing, and he's like,
"Well, bro, if you want to be a DJ so bad, why don't I just send you my controller?"
So I was like, "Wait, you'd really do that? Like, how much do I owe you?" He's like,
No, you don't owe me anything. Like, I'll just send it to you for free.
I'm like, "Oh my god, like, dude, that's insane." So I got very lucky in my start in the DJ world. So he sent me a DJ controller, a Pioneer DDJ SB2 to be specific. It was his old controller that he used to use, and he shipped it for free all the way from London, which was crazy because shipping was not cheap. So out of the kindness of the heart, he sent me this DJ controller. I took out my old little laptop that I had. Not a very good laptop, but that laptop lasted me a long time. And I even did gigs with it for about 2 years until I had to get a new one because it fried itself in the middle of a gig. So, that's besides the point. But after I got that SB2, I started mixing on Serato, learning all the basics, had my cheap little headphones, and this goes to show that, in order to get into the DJ business and get into DJing in general, you don't need good equipment. Because, again, DJ equipment is very expensive, guys. So don't worry about buying the best of the best in the beginning. So, after a few months of learning all the basics, learning how to beat match, little baby scratches here and there. I don't do much scratching, but I wanted to upgrade. And I talked to Babs about it. He was like,
"No, mate, that's a horrible idea. You shouldn't upgrade. You should have the SB2 for at least 2 years, bro. I gave that gift to you."
So, me being Nikita, I'm very hard-headed. So I was like, no, I want to upgrade now. So I convinced my dad to get me a Pioneer DDJ SX2. And that controller is the same controller that I still use to this day. And I've had it for about 2 years now. And I love it. It's amazing. And I have taken it on countless events. I started practicing on that controller as well. And Babs was like, "Dude, that was a mistake. You shouldn't have gotten that controller. You need to get your money's worth out of the SB2 first." But I didn't agree with him at the time, and I didn't really listen to him. And in February of 2018 is when I did my first gig. And at this time, I didn't even have my own speakers yet. Like, I was literally using the gym PA system at my school, and I did the winter formal dance. And it was a complete and utter disaster. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I had a very limited music supply in terms of music. And after that, I was like, yo, like, I really want to do like a lot more of this. So after I did my first gig, I built a website, and my company's name was called Dance It Up Entertainment, which is a very cringy name, but my DJ name was so much cringier because it was DJ Dance It Up, which is absolutely horrible. So, obviously, I got my first set of speakers. I invested all of the money that I had into buying DJ equipment, and obviously I was not getting any, business because I didn't know what I was doing. So, after a few months of just kind of sitting there, wondering what I was doing, I then started to reach out to DJs in my area. And a lot of them were like, yo, dude, go back and play video games. You're too young for this, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So then I talked to one DJ, and he stuck. His name is DJ Stephen Craig. I still work with him to this day. It's honestly amazing because he's taught me almost everything I know about the business side of DJing. So ever since then, I've done many, many weddings with him. I've done many events with him. And in October of 2018, I did my rebrand of my DJ company. And I changed the name to Inferno Sound and Lighting, changed my DJ name to DJ Nikita Huttenlocker. After that, it basically took off from there, and I started doing more gigs from there. More weddings, more Sweet 16s. School dance is primarily my favorite event to do, but this goes to show that 13-year-old me 4 years ago, I didn't know that I'd be doing this 4 years down the road, and starting from nothing, working your way up, you guys can do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it. So that's the message I want to leave with you guys today. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new and you guys want to see more videos like this one. Comment down below your DJ story once again. I really would like to hear it. With that being said, my name is Nikita. This has been Everything DJ Related, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.